thank you all for coming. I think I was here in January. So I'll give you quite a bit has changed, but there's forward-looking statements, but I don't want to make any backward-looking statements. Mentioned our what has happened to us in Mexico, but this is our spin-out exploration entity. It has years of assets and the results of a number of discoveries. We're looking for something really big. Mineral deposits are they're sort of planetary singularities in time and space, and so you need to know where they might form, and our process has always been to look at the earliest of stages. We think that going out into new frontiers leverage our geological skills, and we get out of areas where other people are looking, and we have made all our discoveries on that basis. We have some unique things in our company right now. We've got 13 million cash, and as you just heard, we've been trading around our market cap for some time. But we also have our own drills, and to kind of highlight a little bit more about discovery history, there's a bunch of them there. And what I focus on are these things called lithocaps, which I'll describe a little bit, and the related deposits that come with them. We think we have a methodology, a proven methodology, to look for the biggest deposit type there is, which is porphyry copper gold, but also there's ancillary and related deposits that form in those environments. I'll tell you a little bit about our cash. We have a gold loan that's kind of $8 million on our books right now, and sister company we made that loan to is in a position we hope very soon to be able to pay that back. So we're pretty hopeful that this cash portfolio will grow here considerably and lend weight to the exploration program that we want to do this year. We're a fully integrated exploration team. All these ideas are mine, and we have a group here that work with me to follow up. We do our own in-house geophysics. We've got 6 diamond drills. I like the chart that we just saw, the hypothetical where value comes on the discovery through production, and I think that the value is it's a mix of the capital you have to spend, the risk, and the odds. And so what we try to do is lower that cost variable. So you put more pucks on net, you got better chance of scoring, and apart from being in the right geological pace. But owning your own drills has been an incredible boon in that category. So we have 6 of them. They're in the United States. We moved them up from Mexico, and we're going to be putting them to work this year. I mentioned porphyry lithocaps. So what does that mean? Basically, these unique combination of events that form copper-gold porphyries, what they tend to do if they're is create an enormous amount of fluid, and that creates a large environment in the receptive rocks of, call it clay alteration, a big pile of white baked clay. And depending on the history after these things were formed, if that clay still remains, and it's the right kind of clay, you know you're going to be in an environment to drill deeper and find a porphyry. And so the focus of copper porphyries around the world since the 70s has been on exposed porphyries generally, but increasingly these things are hard to find. So the bottom is an example of a large copper porphyry in South America that has been essentially mined out now, and the top is one where you've got the preserved clay still there under which one has been found. We use that little instrument there to map out these clays, and they describe processes, chemical, physical processes that lead you into intelligently drilling deeper. We heard about the El Salvador mine in Chile. This is a pre-mining picture of that mine, and there's a mineral called porphyry, and it's formed 2 different ways, but if you're in the right environment and you can understand what you're dealing with, the bottom of the porphyry coincided with the top of the copper in this enormous deposit. So those are the kind of tools that we're using apart from our regional geological synthesis to enable us to focus on these really unique areas. This is an example of a recent discovery. This is the biggest discovery you've never heard of. It's made by Vale, I don't know what you call it, a Canadian-Brazilian company. And they made this in Indonesia. They just won the top award for discovery at our Prospector and Developers Conference. And I don't know what it is here, but it's close to 3 billion tons of kind of 1%, 1 gram gold. And what they did is they drilled through this lithocap clay alteration. They were in the right spot, obviously, for this to form, but they understood that drilling through this had the potential to make this kind of discovery. So this hasn't really been done in the continental United States. There are places where it's been done, but generally not. And there's reasons for that. People have been focused on near-surface oxide gold, and people haven't been interpreting these things in this same kind of vein. So we believe that porphyry deposits of the future, they're going to have to be found in these kind of environments. When we say at depth, it doesn't mean it has to be incredibly deep. Many of these deposits are fairly shallowly located. So we've gone about the last 3 years, have been challenging. I did my PhD on the geology of Mexico, and I worked out these unique geologic environments that host these deposits that we're looking for, and we had tremendous success. We made 3 discoveries, and I'm employing this same concept, and to my delight, we've been able to find things, stake them, and we're advancing them aggressively. So we've been fairly quiet as we assembled this last couple of years, and I'll tell you about a few of them here. There's not a lot of time. This one's in Nevada. It, oddly enough, is not very far from a mine that my dad found in 1972. 1974 was the discovery hole, actually, when he put that together. I was 3 years old, and there's pictures of me on the drill. And not far away from that, we found a high sulfidation gold environment with some very high-grade gold values at surface. We were able to stake this, and we believe that this alteration at surface reflects a large copper-gold porphyry potential at depth. We drilled a couple of holes last year. I think they're showing up on there. Hard to see for me anyways. And basically what we were able to do is confirm this thesis. This type of veining and the copper we found in the core is typical of an area that's around these porphyries, and that veining is unique to what we were looking for. So we proved the concept, and now we're planning to follow up this year with a further drill campaign. So this was pretty exciting. It proves the thesis, and it gives us new impetus with the regional program. In Arizona, we found it's kind of off my trend. It's in an area of enormous producing porphyries. One of these here is the Safford District, which is, I think, Freeport has 50 years reserves. And to the north, about 30, 40 kilometers away, we found a porphyry lithocap sticking out of the ground. We staked it. Recently, over the last year and a bit, we've mapped it, and we found we have the ability to kind of interpret things beyond just the simplistic. We found these veins cropping out, and they are banded quartz magnetite veins, which are unique to the upper levels above where you find copper porphyry mineralization. And we mapped them out into a 600-meter wide zone, and just recently with our own IP, we defined a significant chargeability feature beneath this 600-meter diameter zone. So we're in elephant country, and we picked this up through staking and rapidly have advanced it to the drill stage. We've got a copper porphyry in Nevada that we've mapped out. We're finding copper at surface, again, acquired through staking. We've just completed mag and IP and soils and defined a really significant target. It was mined historically for turquoise. And this is an example of porphyroite being distributed over a really large area, which is that key mineral I mentioned. So this is another one where we have a drill permit and are ready to drill. We have one in Colorado that we're just getting some results on that we're that we'll look forward to describing. We're going to be doing geophysics on this and moving it towards the drill stage this year as part of a number of properties that we'll be doing that with. Another 2 in Nevada, where we just completed IP, high sulfidation system, 7 grams at surface. It's our understanding this is perhaps the first time ever staked. So this thesis, we're working outside of known belts and driving this geological concept where we have found these key indicators. We're getting into areas where people haven't been exploring. So there's a portfolio of these things that I can't get into the details on, but suffice to say, the pipeline is full. We expect to be making new acquisitions this year. And we've made a few announcements on the work we've been doing. For example, this one, we got over 3 grams on surface, a large vuggy silica high sulfidation system in New Mexico. So the thesis has worked. We've got a number of properties in our portfolio that are separate from porphyries. We've got epithermal projects with potential for high-grade gold. We've got this you're getting for free if you're a shareholder right now. We've got a zinc resource in the Yukon. We don't plan to work on it, but it's one of the legacy assets that's valued at zero, a portfolio of exploration royalties. But there are catalysts for this year. It's been quiet as we assembled this portfolio. This year we plan to be drilling, as I mentioned, and expect new acquisitions and a lot of the project work to be updated as we advance the rest of the portfolio towards drilling. Thank you very much.